Hey there, I'm not a natural blonde. But you weren't expecting me to do the video dressed as Jean-Arc, were you? Well, this is going to be my costume at the next London MCM/London Comic Con convention, and the costume arrived today, so I figured, what the heck, I'll do the recap video dressed as Jean-Arc. Although the wig is from my Tamaki costume. Those of you who follow me on Twitter have probably already seen this costume, but I thought I'd show it off for those who don't follow me on Twitter, which you should. Yeah, Sword Art Online Episode 7 has absolutely nothing to do with Ruby, but whatever. Okay, Episode 7 is... You know what I realised with this episode? Kirito's kind of a jerk. I'm not gonna lie, Kirito's kind of a jerk. He, has no idea how to talk to women, and is quite rude in the way he speaks to women. Now, I know, it's been a long time that they've been in this game, and they have established that this game changes people, but, still, Kirito's kind of a jerk. But yeah, that kind of attitude gets all the ladies falling for you, apparently, in anime. I'm sorry, this episode wasn't bad, it's just, I'm just so sick of, like, seeing characters talk in a really, really rude manner towards women and them still be like, oh, I'm falling in love with you because you showed me kindness once. It's like, you know, they call him the beater, and I feel, actually no, I shouldn't make a joke about wife beating, that isn't funny. But yeah, I'm sorry, I know it's kind of a thing to nitpick, but it was annoying me in this episode, but it's because I'm just so sick of seeing it. But, oh, and once again, something has happened off-screen in one of the, like, spin-off series or something. People were explaining this to me in my previous recap video, and it was all very confusing. So, yeah, something else that's happened off-screen in one of the spin-offs, I think these shoulder pads need to be higher. Something else that happened in one of the like mangas or light novels that didn't happen in the anime is that he got an uber elite sword, which is apparently the best drop you can get. We never saw him get it. What I did like though, and this is going to sound horrible when I say it out loud, but what I did like was seeing this new girl introduced into this Kirito's harem, this new character getting her heart broken. Now, I don't mean that as cruelly as it sounds. Sorry, I was mean about a fictional character again. I don't mean that as cruelly as it sounds, but what I appreciate is that they didn't drag this out to this whole, oh, Asuna's my love rival now, and we will fight to win Kirito's heart. No, they didn't do any of that. She got it, like, you know, Kirito and Asuna, though they bicker, are a couple, because apparently in the realms of anime, that's what it takes to be a couple. That's not the foundation for it. That's not a good foundation for a functional marriage. But anyway, yeah, she got it. The two of them are going to do the deed at some point, and yeah, it broke her heart, and but she did say she will eventually get over it. It's just gonna take a while, which I appreciate. I appreciate that they didn't go into this whole love rival thing. She got her heart broken and she decided to move on. She accepted that, yeah, she was in love. It didn't work out. That to me is a more realistic approach to it, because so many anime are like, oh, first love is the purest love. When that's crap. You can love more than once, people. So that I did appreciate, you know, cruel and all as it sounds, cruel and all as it sounds, saying that I appreciated a character getting her heart broken. The only other thing worth noting that I did like about this episode, Kirito's new coat is actually pretty cool. I do like his new coat. I think it's pretty cool. So I'm not going to say I'm going to cosplay as him in the future, because quite honestly, this episode didn't paint him in a good light to me, but I do like his coat. His coat's pretty cool. Oh, and by the way, I just love how in cartoons, once you realise something's going to come back, that's when it comes back. And again, an actual Japanese person called anime cartoons to me, so don't have a go at me for referring to them as such. Anyway, I think I've talked long enough about what was pretty much entirely a filler episode, so I'm going to go take this costume off and save it for the convention. I will be sure to do another video in this costume once my sword and shield arrive, which haven't arrived yet, but they're on their way. Anyway, I'll see you guys for the recap of episode 8, and I will not be dressed like Jean-Arc for that. Alright, it's first thing in the morning. I'm actually up early today because I got woken up by this little hairy alarm clock. So, yeah, I'm up much earlier than usual, and I figured, what the heck, I'll watch a episode of Sword Art Online, but yeah, if I seem a bit out of it, it's because I'm still waking up, and yeah, that's why I don't have my glasses on or anything, and yeah, so yeah, episode 8, oh, I meant to mention this in the previous episode as well, but thankfully something similar came up in this episode, so I can talk about it here. I do like I do like the little nods to what do you call them, like domestic jobs in MMORPGs. Like last episode we got to look at blacksmithing, and literally she just hit a ingot with a hammer and then boom, turned into a sword. And in this one Asuna touches raw meat with a cooking knife and that cooks it and stuff. I do like little touches like that. Although personally I've never... In this instance I do see the point because it's basically become their lives, but I've never really seen the point of a cooking class in MMOs myself. I mean, okay, yeah, it's... these items can heal you and give you slight boosts to your stats, but... I've never really, even with high quality items, I've never really noticed that substantial of a boost. And as far as healing goes, in some games, most MMOs have healers. I know in this instance this one doesn't, but you know, this is just an anime and whatnot. But that's just me personally. I mean, I get the point of other classes like blacksmiths and stuff. You know, you can make higher quality weapons than what you can buy at vendors and whatnot. But anyway. This episode was good. This episode I enjoyed. One thing I did like is that for the first time in 8 episodes, well, for the first time since the beginning at least, they've actually mentioned the creator of the game. And the fact that even after nearly 2 years he still hasn't been caught. I still don't get that. He's obviously the world's greatest hide-and-seek player. But... I don't know, maybe the government are afraid to shut down the game because of damage it might do to players or whatnot, I don't know. But I still find it baffling how he hasn't been arrested and brought to trial for his crimes. But yeah, this episode was interesting. I suppose we're starting to see some of the psychological effects that this game is having on people, because there's this guy who's basically meant to be Asuna's bodyguard, and he speaks like he is an actual knight and not a player playing a video game. It's almost like he's a role player, basically. Yeah, he speaks like he's an actual knight, and I'm wondering, is this meant to be like the game actually having psychological effects on them? Because, you know, you've been wired into a virtual reality headset for 2 years. It's gonna take its toll. In fact, this is a concern of mine with the Oculus Rift, is that extended use of it it may just cause psychosis, but again, it's a deep topic that's way too deep to discuss in this video, especially when I'm half asleep. But otherwise, it was a fine episode for building on Kirito and Asuna's relationship. There was a good action scene at the beginning of this episode of Kirito fighting a lizard man. I did like that. But yeah, the episode was fine. It was good. Not really much more I can say on that, so hopefully I'll be more awake when I watch episode 9. For crying out loud, Klein, keep it in your trousers for 5 seconds! So yeah, episode 9, it was fun, it was action packed. We're getting a bit more advancement on Kirito's character, and I'm actually beginning to see a little bit why Asuka is such a popular character. Now, I'm not quite seeing what warrants her being as immensely popular as she is, because I have seen these traits in characters before, and in some cases done better, but in some cases done worse, well. But yeah, I mean, I don't see why she's as popular as she is, but I'm beginning to see why people, you know, would like her. And like I said, I never disliked her, I just never got why she was... You get the point, I'm just repeating myself now. But yeah, no, this was a good episode, it was action-packed. A decent action scene in there. I've seen better, but I've seen worse. But yeah, good episode. I can't really say much more on it past that, besides, for crying out loud, Klein, calm down, mate. Oh my gosh, he's a woman, and oh my word, But the thing is, I have known players like this in MMOs. Oh my gosh, one time I mentioned, in my guild chat in an MMO, I mentioned that I mentioned having a sister, and somebody then asked me, can I see a picture of your sister? I'm just like, no you can't, you pervert! Oh my gosh. So yeah, I've known players like him, and oh gosh. Actually, in the first episode, Kirito mentioned having a sister, and Klein was instantly asking for details about her, so he is the guy I knew once in one of my old guilds. Oh gosh, but yeah, I enjoyed this episode. It was good. It was good. I like that it tied back into Kirito's whole survivor guilt thing from the one time he was in a guild. I liked all that. So yeah, good, and I look forward to the next one. Okay, Kirito, you had the ultimate chance for sex there, and you did not take it. What the hell is the matter with you? Episode 10! Actually, it's quite appropriate that I watched this episode today, because my Jean Arc Sword and Shield arrived today. And considering Kirito was in a duel with somebody who uses a large shield, it's kind of appropriate that this arrived today. It's like poetry in motion. I will show off the full costume of that thing at a later date, but we're not talking about Ruby cosplay here, we're talking about Sword Art Online. Oh, I should point out from here, I'm probably going to be going into spoiler territory, so if you haven't watched Sword Art Online and are planning to watch it, it's probably best that you stop watching my recaps here, because I'm afraid I'm going to have to go into spoiler territory because of some of the things that are happening in the plot. So this episode was... It was okay. It was okay. I know for a lot of people this was probably a major episode, considering, you know, Kirito and Asuna finally got together. Spoilers, I did warn you. I suppose it was an important episode for a lot of people in that regard, but this is probably nitpicking, but there were some things that dragged this episode down, like the duel between Kirito and Asuna's guild leader at the start was good, but it does the classic anime trick of re-looping the same animation over and over again, only sped up a bit each time to make it look like more epic things are going on in the fight than are actually happening. Not that it didn't have some good moments to it, some epic animation to it at some points, but yeah, a lot of the fight felt a little bit like repetitive, but oh, and I imagine there's going to be something important about the fact that things seemed to freeze when Kirito was about to get the winning blow. I'm guessing that's important. I'm guessing there's something more going on here with the Guildmaster, but we'll see. We'll see. I've still got plenty of episodes to go. So yeah, that was bothering me that it was doing that, but I can't fault it too much for that because, like I say, this is a classic anime trick. It's been done so many times, so I can't really act like this is that unique of a thing to do. But I knew there was something suspicious about Asuna's bodyguard guy. I knew I didn't like him from the moment I saw him. He seemed to be taking the game a bit too seriously. I mean, obviously it is serious because they're in a life or death situation, but I knew there was something odd about him. So yeah, you know, the big twist about him, I'm pretty certain everybody saw it coming a mile off. I think, you know, I think what's getting me is that a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this. I imagine I'm going to get a lot of hate mail for this. But, like, I don't think the relationship between Kirito and Asuna is bad. It's just not great, because I don't think there was quite as much build up to it as there could have been. I mean, it was obvious from the start when they met each other they were going to inevitably get into a relationship. I used a very bad word, which I beeped out in my recap of episode 2, as to what's going to happen, which very nearly did happen, which, if Kirito wasn't an idiot, would have happened. It's probably better that it didn't, because they weren't married. Not even in game, yet. You know, I knew it was going to happen, but a lot of it, it's that classic thing of feeling like it's kind of, it almost feels forced in a way, like it's supposed to happen because they're the main two characters, instead of letting it, like, feel like it's developing naturally. Like, one of the reasons I praise Keiichi and Belle Dandy's relationship in Oh My Goddess so much is, yeah, okay, it was inevitably going to happen, it's a comedy romance anime and they're the main two characters, it was inevitably going to happen, but the build-up did feel genuine. I did properly feel like they did actually love each other and that their feelings for each other were growing over time. I did feel that way with Asano and Kirito, it's just not as much, and I think a lot of that can be faulted to, like, the time jumps we keep getting. Like, we're told things have happened and they've seen each other on the battlefield and they really care for each other, but we haven't seen enough of it for it to really be a relationship that I can get behind as being, oh my gosh, it's my new OTP, I'm gonna add it to my list of OTPs. That I always found odd, by the way, on the internet, how you can have a list of multiple OTPs, one true pairings. It's called a one true pairing. Surely you can only have one of them. The clue's in the name. But that's a matter for a different time. So yeah, that is kind of, like I say, it's not a bad relationship, and it's not like I can't buy it. It's just I wish they'd done more with it. That's all. But it's fine. It's also I've seen worse, but I've seen better. But they're the first, although they're the first couple I've seen in an anime in a long time that don't play any games, that just get on with it and do admit that they have feelings for each other. Kiss, for one thing. So that I appreciated. I'm like, congratulations, you do less messing about with this than a lot of anime I've seen in a while. So that I appreciated. It's just, I wish there could have been more, but, you know, I've still got plenty more episodes to go and I'll see how their relationship grows and develops over time. And like I said, it's not bad, and I can buy that they do care for each other. So yeah, that was that. Okay, so that's where I'm going to end my recaps for this video. Because I think, considering the next couple of episodes, I think are where things are going to get really serious with the plot, and it's going to get to the point where people tell me it stopped being good. Yes, plenty of people have told me after episode 14 it gets really bad. I've been told many a times. So I think it would be a good idea to do those 4 episodes, episodes 11 through to 14 in a block, and then go for what people consider the bad part of the series. I know people are looking forward to hearing my opinions on that. Oh gosh. Thing is though, it's probably been so built up for me at this point that I'm probably not going to think it's quite as bad as everybody says, because I'm like expecting the worst, and it might not be the worst, but it might well be. It might well be like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. But then again, you know, I've survived Love Hina, I've survived Rosario Vampire Heaven's Lost Property, all genuinely terrible series, so I think I can handle this. But might be famous last words. Anyway, that's my recaps for this video. I hope you enjoyed them. If you like this video, please thumbs up it and share it with your friends. And if you're new here and you want to see more from me, please do hit that subscribe button. And do be sure to follow me on Twitter as well, where I do frequently post about these episodes after I finish them. This is Anime Jack, and I will see you in the next batch of recaps.